Welcome to my journey where I disrespect the Earth-level threat that even some may call me daddy. But let's begin from the beginning, back when I was at school, filled with abilities and awakening after Gates appeared bringing monsters to this world. But one thing that pissed me off, despite the dreadful things, they didn't bring a succubus. You know, for research purposes. Since that didn't happen, I began playing a famous MOBA game in which I came to release my anger by annihilating children online and calling them trash. If there weren't waifus that came from another world, then I am not interested. This MOBA has great skins that I desperately want. You forgot to introduce your name, you imbecile. Oh, thank you, narrator. My name is Ning Feng, and I am the most talented. You truly deserve that. Honestly, you shit. Shut up. I'm the star here. Just make me look fantastic and cool. No, you're not the star. You share brain cells with your namesake, Patrick Star. Can you please continue the story? Okay, narrator. Geez, so bossy. Eager for my awesomeness. Let's continue. This is Wang Yue, my childhood friend, and the only one who lifts me up even when I feel down and about to give up. Ning Feng, what are you doing playing games instead of going to the awakening exam? Oh well, you see, this is the secret technique I learned, which one needs to combine much rest and work, and beside am already 18 will awaken by default this time. Unlike you, Wang Yue, who awakened at 16. So why should I work hard, Wang Yue? I can just depend on your mommy milkers, I mean. Wang Yue blushed and, angry at my remarks, grabbed my neck, telling me she wouldn't allow me to do such a thing. She scolded my brilliant high IQ brain with rubs. The bystanders were happy to see that Wang Yue was back, and that she had returned from special training. This province has never produced a golden genius like her. She had awakened a 5-star possession at 16. Despite being beautiful, wealthy, and talented, the gap between her and her peers was like heaven and earth. The bystanders finally realized the presence of our useless protagonist who was trying to get his phone back from Wang Yue. Realizing it's him, they've attuned to wonder what a useless person who can't awaken is doing with the A-genius like Wang Yue. Wang Yue, frustrated with Ning Feng's indecisiveness about going to the awakening exam hall, drags him away by the ear. Seeing Ning Feng's close relationship with Wang Yue enrages the bystanders. They discuss among themselves, saying that he might be her childhood friend, but how can such a useless orphan like Ning Feng match up with a goddess like Wang Yue? The scene changes at the National Adventure Awakening exam site. Here, this is where, as long as you are 16, one will awaken their ability as an adventurer. A voice was heard announcing, "Dear students, let me introduce to you the exam rules." After long period of time of the announcer going through the rules, he tells them that the next prodigy of the world hope may be them. What's up with Wang Yue? Could she have waited for me to end my ranked match? Now I'm gonna derank and receive a ban of an hour. Despite her bringing me here, and this being my 3rd time taking the exam, I'm a veteran in this session. Lining up, they were facing a huge blue crystal, and beside it was their teacher, Chi Wei, who told them that the students called will come to the front for their testing assessment area. Those who successfully awaken will receive a set of basic equipment for their awakened profession and prepare for practical testing. After that speech from teacher Chi Wei, the students had high expectations, some hoping to awaken as a mage, another preferred strength professions to confront head-on like a man, another said agility profession was better to kill your target with no trace, another said support was the best profession, which are the most popular. But our protagonist was not interested in their talks. His mind was like, if he awakens any profession, it's good with him as long as he is able to get a profession and able to pay for his necessities. He's okay. Pause. What is it now, Ning Feng? Narrator, you took over the story without even including me, you ungrateful scumbag. You are lucky, because if it wasn't for this legends giving me motivation and eager to watch my videos, I could have discombobulated, you know? Can we get back to the story? After a long time, teacher Chi Wei called the students. It's finally time for our golden trash. Ning Feng's turn, but he wasn't surprised. As I was walking, I heard other students criticizing me, calling me a worthless being who clings on the goodness, so to elevate my useless status. This didn't bother me, I have heard much, and even advanced criticism on my entire time I had been in the awakening examination hall and everyone around me. Having used to it, walked towards the front where teacher Chi Wei was. God damn. No wonder our protagonist never fails to trying to retake the awakening test. Teacher Chi Wei was one of the few who treated me like a person, recognizing my potential and believing in my future. She reassured me, saying, "Don't be nervous, just relax. When you're ready, we'll start the awakening test." "Am ready, Teacher Chi Wei." "Okay, place your hand and try relaxing your mind," Teacher Chi Wei instructed. Following her guidance, I placed my hand on the crystal, feeling its familiar cold sensation. The blue color within the crystal began to disperse, showing no immediate results. "I guess I'll have to come back and try again next year," I said, about to leave. But then, something unexpected happened. The crystal core began to awaken, a 1 in a million occurrence. The scene left the rest of the students in the awakening exam hall stupefied and baffled. Even I, Ning Feng, was astonished. After all this time, it was finally happening. It seemed the gods hadn't abandoned me after all. Seeing this, even teacher Qi Wei had realized I was about to awaken, and by the blue light, which meant I was about to awaken a mage profession system. This made the rest of the students begin to giggle and murmur, holding in their laughter. As expected, one automatically learns the skills of their awakened profession. Since I am awakening a mage system profession, let's see how many stars I will awaken. The crystal glowed brightly, like a blue moon in the midnight darkness. Rings of rainbow colors surrounded it, a sight so rare and legendary that it was almost unheard of. A system popped up notifying our protagonist that he had awakened the A1 star and acquired a mud mash technique. Even Qi Wei was disappointed despite the wonderful elegance and presentation the crystal had shown, giving her hopes that finally another astonishing genius was born. The crowd laughed at him. One student was heard said that I fail at birth is destined for failure. Another told me that I should come down. It's embarrassing seeing patheticness and disappointment up close.
Emotional damage!
Teacher Qi Wei approached me and asked what skill I had awakened, but I didn't hear her words due to the shock of witnessing something that turned my worldview upside down. Ning Feng called out to Teacher Qi Wei when he saw that I was still in shock and dazed. This startled me out of my astonishment, and I asked Teacher Qi Wei what was wrong. Teacher Qi Wei, having a good look at me, thinks I have suffered a huge blow despite patiently and never giving up on the awakening test. He awakened a 1-star profession. Looking at my departing figure, she wondered how I could have managed all of that throughout my entire life and still be kind and humble. If she knew, bro dismantles kids on an online MOBA game. Moving to another area, I was given starter equipment and told to change into them and prepare for the awakening test, which will be conducted after all students awaken. But one thing that was on my mind that even left me questioning myself if I had misheard what the system told me. When I was awakening, I heard a familiar sound, and a notification popped up telling me that I had met the conditions for the system activation. This made me to ask what system I had awakened, in which I received an answer that I had gained 2 passive abilities, which were Dark Kinship and the other Mystery Gift. The system explained his passive to begin with Dark Kinship. I will not suffer from any backlash from dark power. The same passive allows our boy to use forbidden spells without any cost.
What the heck?
Yes, bro can cause a world calamity and won't suffer any backlash. And his second passive, Mystery Gift? Oh dear viewer, shocked, right? Bro is not broken. Bro is a walking calamity at this point. The Mystery Gift passive allows him to release forbidden spells once a week without any consumption. Bro is a mage, and his ability doesn't consume mana, which means bro isn't an awakened bro, just a living organism disposer. Ning Feng, seeing this, he realizes that the dark power is the most evil power, and it's the pinnacle of power destruction in their world, and he can use it without any backlash, meaning his mana is the dark power, and the forbidden spells are the highest and most destructive level of magic, which made him question himself what his connection was. Imagine being so broken that you decide to question your own origin. That was only the tip of the iceberg because this man's first skill, the mud mash technique, was detected by the system. The system was like, what is this garbage? Not worthy to be a technique. The system tells him it will tweak the skill a little bit, and it was beginning the transformation. Wait, transformation? What's that? What's happening? Relax, let me cook. The system notified Ning Feng that it had just made minor adjustments to his mad mush technique and transformed it into a forbidden curse called the Foul Earth Shell. Bro, what kind of little adjustment is that? Asked Ning Feng. Let me give you a brief overview of this, bro. Just awakened a minute ago, and he already has access to the strongest power in the universe. On top of that, he has access to forbidden curses, and all of them can be used without any price of backlash. Bro can nuke the entire world and load the save data to revive everything back to normal. He begins to be afraid of his dark power and forbidden spells. This reminded him that he has a practical test, and he hopes nothing would go wrong. The practical test is when 50 freshly awakened enter in groups in a realm to battle monsters in the realm, to familiarize themselves with their newly awakened skills. The rules were that no candidate was allowed to attack their fellow candidate, and also not allowed to form factions and battle against each other. With that, there will be drones all over to supervise the practical test. The main goal is for the fresh awakeners to form friends and groups that will assist each other in their progress. Teacher Qi Wei tells the students that they can confirm their skills and not to be afraid, because no one will be able to see them. This gave Ning Feng to relax, because if a normal person sees his status, Bar Bro won't be seen just as a threat, but in life Absolute Annihilator Bro has power that he can be considered a god, and opens up his system tab. The system tells Ning Feng that he has a foul earth shell forbidden skill, which grants our MC a protective shield that has absolute defense, and is able to nullify anyone's attack. Even a level 100 and above ultimate won't damage him. That same shield is able to crush all his enemies in an instant before they react. But seeing his status and the dark power and forbidden spells our boy knows, it is not something he can casually use because he may end up annihilating everyone by mistake, and it will be troubling for him if someone finds out. "Attention all candidates, enter the testing area," said the examiner. These were the words that the freshly awakened were waiting to hear as they entered the realm, ready to test out their newly acquired abilities. But Ning Feng was in panic mode, internally calling the system and asking it to give him an explanation. However, he received a notification that the system was on a tea break and wouldn't be able to take any requests at the moment. Having no other option, Ning Feng walked in the practical test realm, hoping he doesn't one-shot every students to their ancestors at an instant. In the practical test realm was a brightly forest with fresh breeze and calming winds. The other students had gotten a hang in their abilities, which gave them confidence, and fighting the weakest species, the goblin, gave the courage and formed a team that synced with their abilities. On the other side of the realm, we see a group of goblins which not acted recklessly like the other goblins. They moved in groups. Our boy Ning Feng hid in the bush, having no way to attack them, because his basic skills are forbidden techniques and dark power, which are highly powerful and destructive. And with the area with drone surveillance, it will cause him to be monitored and denied freedom. He chests to hid until he waits for an opportunity. A drone notices Ning Feng and moves closer to the exam department. The chief examiner, Captain Joe, wasn't happy, telling teacher Qi Wei about Ning Feng's patheticness and cowardice. While his peers are improving and leveling up their abilities, he was cowering away. Teacher Qi Wei, understanding our protagonist's situation and struggles, pleads with Captain Joe not to be hard on Ning Reng because he was just a freshly awakened and wasn't in good health. He told Captain Joe that Ning Reng had only awakened a defensive spell and wasn't suitable for solo combat, which is why he may be hiding. This response enrages Captain Joe, commanding Teacher Qi Wei to order Ning Feng to get out of there since he's more useless and unreliable than ever. Like his life, after all, he was just a one-star professional, and he can't even become an adventurer in his lifetime. What a waste of a human being he is. One of the subordinates looking at the screen saw something that caught his attention, calling out for Captain Joe in a panic. "What's the matter?" asked Captain Joe, alertly looking at the screen. His subordinate tells him that something is wrong because all the drones had been attacked and all feeds had been cut off. There was an alert that high power fluctuations were detected in the realm, which may result in a high probability of an elite boss monster appearing in the practical realm. "Then hurry up and investigate," replied Captain Joe. The scene changes when we get to see one of the destroyed drones on the ground, severely damaged. The scene shifts again as we see one of the candidates, terrified, looking at the goblin ahead of him with an assassin claw weapon. He asked himself, since when did the practical test realm have such dangerous monsters? The goblin didn't hesitate and ended the poor student in one move. This was the elite monster, and the examiner's subordinate speculation was actually right, as it was an elite monster that was giving commands to other goblins. In seconds, it had gathered an army of goblins, and rallied them to hunt down the invaders and eliminate them in a painful manner. "Sir, I think I see a horde of goblins gathering, and one of the goblins seems odd and different." The elite goblin, sensing the drone, used its long-range attack swiftly, aiming for the drone with precise accuracy and instantly annihilating it. The drone that was shot down weighed approximately 75 kilograms and landed on our protagonist's head point blank, causing him to cry in pain and ask himself why the drone fell from the sky. The sound of the bush's movement and sound made Ning Feng alert, looking around. He realized that he had been surrounded by the goblins on all directions. And before him was the elite goblin boss monster, laughed maniacally, saying, "There's actually a little bug here. Let's gang up on him, boys." Yo, stay away from me, though. I'm a virgin, am straight, then even sun rays appear to bent before me. "Hey, don't rush closer, you fuckers," said Ning Feng inwardly. He wondered why were there so many monsters. Worst, the elite monsters was absolutely gay, and wanted to gang up on him. Bro wasn't about to disappoint his ancestors in such manner. With a devious smile on his face, he realized that the drones were gone, meaning the situation wasn't able to be monitored, and this was a great opportunity if his forbidden spells is real or just a fake and bluff. Let's test out this forbidden spell," spell. What was it name again? Nah, doesn't matter, gathering his dark power around him, which such power made even elite monster fear to death. This made the approaching goblins to halt in fear, their hurts ready to burst out in terror. The elite goblin monster, seeing the dark power, really fucked up. Ningfeng used his forbidden spell, Foul Earth Shell, which was the absolute defense. But when it came to counter the skill, arrayded the undead demons, which they popped up excited, saying, "Woohoo!" Finally, who we giving a VIP tour to the Shadow Realm gives us Command Master. At the exam department, the examiners received the subordinate told Captain Zhuo that they had lost connection on all their drones, and there was a huge, suddenly leakage of dark power occurred in the realm, suspected that the emerging threat was suspected to be on the king level or above. This revelation made Captain Zhou filled with fear and terror, telling his subordinate to call for reinforcements immediately and evacuate all non-combatants nearby. Teacher Qi Wei, upon hearing the emergence of a king level or above monster appearing in the practical test realm, was terrified, leaving her to ponder why such a powerful presence would be in the exam venue. The intelligent elite goblin monster was shocked and terrified, almost about to collapse, upon seeing undead demons devouring his minions and annihilating the inferior goblins. Laughing maniacally. Even our boy was astonished by his abilities, so these are forbidden spells that sucked them dry, seeing his purple forbidden power, which looked kind of gross and tricky, which gave him a scare. Ningfeng began to receive 10 experience points for each goblin, and there were a total of about 20 goblins, providing him with 200 experience points. What a powerful power of darkness emanating from a human being. Not calling him a human is an understatement. If seen as a threat, this being really deserves the name, the Evil. Go. The elite goblin still in a daze, and in shock he realized his movement had slowed down when he heard a voice from the undead saying, "Ladies and gentlemen, the goblin of the hour." The long nose himself set ready to receive the VIP, who will receive his departure to the abyss. No, don't come closer. Let me go. Let me go, please. When it was devoured by the purple forbidden curse. The goblin let out a loud cry as it was fully devoured when a familiar sound resounded, notifying Ningfengi God killed the goblin vanguard and he had received 6,000 experience points.